I honestly can't think of a better way than to spend my afternoon than getting triggered by one of John's videos. Let's go.
Why do so many women today say they don't need a man?
Because men don't want to take care of women anymore, so we've become more independent.
Are men becoming obsolete?
What's obsolete mean?
Oh my God.
Outdated, no longer useful.
I mean, they're still useful for certain things,
What are men
Jesus.
still useful for?
like reaching the top shelf and stuff.
I feel like a echelon of men is becoming obsolete. Not all of them.
Why would we ever entertain the thought
I hate when people use that word incorrectly.
that men could become obsolete?
Back to your first question, women wanting to be headstrong, they have this idea made up that because I don't need a man, that's what makes me headstrong.
What does that say about how men are defined?
I just feel like they need to do better.
I don't know. They should.
I'm so mad, John, that you didn't let me do this one. The objectification of men. That's the thing.
Have jobs, be providers, and not sitting on their butts being bums.
Can women ever become obsolete?
No. Y'all need us.
Absolutely.
What about the introduction of artificial wombs and sex bots?
Ooh.
More like OnlyFans. I feel like that's worse. I don't think women understand how big of an issue OnlyFans is.
We ain't got no time for that question.
I don't know. I hear they're like making babies with like bone marrow or something now.
Can women ever become obsolete?
No.
What about the introduction
This woman literally looks like that doll from that movie, the ventriloquist doll. Change it. Okay. You can only do one. Lips or eyes.
of artificial wombs and sex bots?
Jesus.
I don't know what that is.
I feel
Bigger the hoop, bigger the hoe.
like there's a lot of like more feminist agenda kind of being pushed to where it's like this like process or like this thought process of like, oh, you don't need a man, like I'm independent. But I'm a very big firm believer in that like feminine and masculine energy exists. And as a heterosexual woman,
As soon as somebody says energy, I just want to throw my head into the fucking wall. Anybody else? I'm miserable.
I feel like I need like a man's man for a lot of different reasons to be put into my feminine era.
Does the fact that women no longer need men mean that the main reason women were with men was because they had to be?
I guess, yeah.
Wouldn't that prove that men were often seen as a utility to be used?
I guess.
How is that different than men objectifying women?
It's not just a different type of objectification.
If women were historically with men because they chose to, wouldn't that prove that feminism taught women to hate men?
We couldn't choose to be, John. This is so mentally stimulating. Keep it going.
Yes.
It really did, but then there was a time in our lives when men always just thought they were superior to women as well.
Does a woman have to rely on a man in order to treat him right?
No, not at all.
Does a woman have to rely on a man in order to treat him right? I want everybody to let that sink in. That was so good. Like, whoa.
I think there's like a strange line where that, yes, I agree with that.
I think there was a point in time
How do they not see how objectifying, like men are not even objectifying, they literally dehumanize men. Holy tits.
where women needed men because, I mean, a lot of women like back in the day were mothers. They were like stay-at-home mothers. They took care of the house. Whereas like now in today's society, it's like you kind of both have to work because of like how wages are and how like the cost of living is.
How is
Yeah, because women demanded to be in the workplace to do stupid ass jobs. Not all of them, but you know.
that different than men objectifying women?
Because they put themselves in that position. And women don't ask to be objectified. It's something that we deal with every day that we do not ask for.
Wait, what? Hold on. Hold on. This is why I put fucking subtitles on the shit.
How is that different than men objectifying women?
Because they put themselves in that position. And women don't ask to be objectified.
What man asks to be objectified or dehumanized? Honestly, I think we dehumanize men. It goes objectification, then dehumanizing. Dehumanizing is like the worst. Objectifying, it's like you go to Hooters, some titties, like it's whatever. But dehumanizing is on another level. Okay.
Something that we deal with every day that we do not ask for.
If women were historically with men because they chose to, wouldn't that prove that feminism taught women to hate men?
If women were historically with men because they chose to, wouldn't that prove that feminism taught women to hate men? Oh. Did we choose to? I don't know. I'm iffy on that one. Kind of. I'm sure we did. I'm sure it's not that big of a deal. Like everybody's like, oh my God, we couldn't give it. And it's like, do you think your parents are really going to set you up with a fucking bum? Honestly. Like, there's no way.
It depends on how you're thinking about it.
Does a woman have to rely on a man in order to treat him right?
No.
Why is there a
Does a woman have to rely on a man in order to treat him right? No. Yeah, I agree with her. But she just made men sound like a utility, so she contradicted herself.
growing market for sex bots?
I don't even know what a sex bot is.
Sound it out, bitch. Love you. Okay. It's a sex bot. They fucking bots. Okay.
It's robot, like an artificial AI girlfriend, like artificial intelligence girlfriend.
Because people are
I feel like as soon as it can talk back and be annoying, it's not.
too complicated.
I think because
It's not bad. As soon as it can talk back, it's bad. Then we're replaced.
there's a lot of men out there who are tired of like doing the bare minimum for women, so they feel like it would almost be easier to just buy a sex bot and not have to deal with any of like the bullshit that kind of comes with women.
Because they rather be on the video game or they rather be in like a VR with a virtual girl. You rather be on your video game while you got a live woman sitting next to you.
Stop indulging in the internet and find somebody, they'd get laid.
Why are there virtually no male sex bots?
I'm just going to let that one slide. We were all, yeah.
Because women can pretty much get any guy they want on the street.
You just said, why do women need men? So why would we make any mailbox? Oh, wait, we might need them to like build our houses and stuff like that. That's about
Based.
Why are men more likely to buy an entire sex doll while women are more likely to buy just a dildo?
Why are men more likely to buy an entire sex doll while women are more likely to buy just a dildo? Because women are more covert and they have to hide it.
Well, that's because as guys, I guess we want
Men, it's like if you're not having anybody over, you're not having anybody. I don't know. What do you guys think?
the whole experience instead of just a portion.
How would the evolution of sex bots affect dating?
I feel like men wouldn't probably like try to date women as much.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like the more real they come, then the idea of women becoming obsolete to men would be more prevalent.
Why are the majority of sex toys made for women?
Because some men just can't do it, and they don't want to talk about it.
Oh my God. So many dildos.
I mean, I feel like the girly parts are really confusing. Final answer.
Can vibrators make men obsolete?
No.
I don't think so.
Can vibrators make men obsolete?
In order for me to be attracted, you have to piss me off. Vibrator's not going to do that. It's going to listen.
They could give them a run for their money.
I don't care if you would do and you think you're packing. A woman don't need you, bro. Women got shit to bust, bro. They got shit that's bigger than yours and it'll turn around.
I feel like the beret, this little hat we got going on, is the new fedora. Okay. Get rid of it.
And got beads and shit in it and it'll tickle their butt at the same time. We can't do all of that at once, bro. So that they can get cocky even back then. Like remember back in the day, the vibrators in the 70s, 60s was just a little thing and it just did this. Now they got like 10 flavors and functions. One thing will spin around and they got something to throw water at you every 5 seconds. We can't do all of that, bro.
If your boyfriend had an AI girlfriend, would that be considered cheating or
Yes.
masturbation?
No,
Masturbation.
that would be cheating 100%.
Why?
Because it's like another bitch.
Wait a minute. If a man had an AI girlfriend, is it considered cheating? No, it's masturbation. As soon as the AI bot can talk back. Final answer. Final answer. Yeah.
But it's a robot. It's not a real person.
Yeah, but it's like he's emotionally connecting with a robot.
He's emotionally No. No, that's like OnlyFans. Even if he was emotionally connecting with a robot, I would much rather that than another bitch. Like, what's going on?
That would be masturbation.
So it actually has to be a real
Based.
person.
Yeah, I think it would. For me, it would have to be a real person to be considered cheating.
What's the difference between him using a sex doll and you using a vibrator?
It's different. If it's like a whole doll like that.
How is it fucking different? You know what bothers me about feminists is like they always argue that we're the same type of people, same brains, same hormone levels, same everything. But as soon as it comes to things that are unflattering, we're different. Like, it's just pick a side, pick a struggle, and get with it. Thank you.
Like if it's like trying to embody a person, like an entity, that's totally different. Like if you had like a vibrating cock ring or something, I wouldn't care. But like a AI girlfriend is crossing the line.
If you could engineer the perfect boyfriend, would you, and why?
Yes.
No. No, it has to be annoying. It has to. If you could make your own AI boyfriend, will you? No, because I'm just gonna make it agree with me. It has to have a mind of its own. Has to put me in my place, or I don't want it. I'll get bored.
Because it's so hard to date in this world.
Do you think we might see the end of organic relationships within our lifetime?
Yes.
Why?
I hope not.
I think everyone just cheats nowadays. It's so
Oh my
easy
God.
for everyone to cheat.
If you could engineer the perfect boyfriend, would you, and why?
No, and because it comes with too many other complications that I already have to deal with.
Do you think we might see the end of organic relationships within our lifetime?
It's a possibility.
If you had to choose, would you rather die a virgin or live a life of meaningless sex with no intimacy?
If you had to choose, would you rather die a virgin or live a life of meaningless sex with no intimacy? Virgin. Easy.
I think I would rather
Damn it, John.
live a life of meaningless sex with no intimacy.
What?
Definitely die a virgin.
Yes.
Do you require an emotional connection in order to have sex?
Yes.
Yes.
I do require an emotional connection to have sex.
Okay, wait. Would you rather die a virgin or have meaningless sex for the rest of your life with no intimacy? She said meaningless sex. But now she's saying she does require emotional connection to have sex. Ladies, get it together. I can't carry this team. Okay, you don't make sense.
If women typically require feelings in order to have sex, why do the majority of sex workers happen to be women?
If women typically require feelings in order to have sex, why do the majority of sex workers happen to be women? I don't think. If women typically require feelings in order to have sex, why do the majority of sex workers happen? I don't know. It's tricky because the sex workers you ask, I can't tell if they're coping. Because they'll be like, I like it. We could do it without it. I don't know. It's liberating. It's what I've heard.
Because they're just hoes. You can be a hoe and not have feelings. It's possible.
I feel like a hoe by default doesn't have feelings.
I think because there's a difference between sex workers and like emotional connection, because it's when you're a sex worker, it's more of a job.
Yeah, but women have to be passionate about their job. You know what I'm saying? I know that's kind of a hot take. Like women, like, yes, women will be like, it's out of necessity. And I kind of agree with that. But at the same time, if you had to choose between something that you were passionate, like you have to, it has to be some level of liking. Just me. I don't know.
And it's more seen as like, you know, like going to a regular job would be, whereas it's not really seen as like sex and like intimate connection.
Don't sex workers normally just deal with emotional intimacy? Like that's what I've heard. I heard it's not always sex. Like a lot of the time it isn't. That's the girls on whatever podcast. So I don't know how much I agree with it. I don't know, but
If women are more likely to require intimacy, why aren't they the ones making more effort to save organic relationships?
if women are more likely to require intimacy, why aren't they the ones making more effort to save organic relationships? Because it's like carrying a dead body. Final answer. Sorry.
I agree. I agree with that.
I feel like women are just becoming fed up with men.
Y'all already, when I say y'all, the world already acts
A small proportion of men.
too much of us.
What is a surrogate?
Somebody that has a baby for somebody else?
I've read that scientists are developing an artificial womb to grow babies. If you had the option to become a mother without ever having to physically carry the child or go through the pain of childbirth, would you choose to do so?
Hell yeah.
Why?
Because childbirth was not fun.
I'll stand by this one. I don't think people realize the issues that come with couples after they have kids. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And a lot of times they're not necessarily attracted to their wife. Not always. But if you could choose to not go through it, I don't know. I like to try new things. I want to be pregnant. Shout out to the moms killing it.
I tore from my cooch to my butt. I am not doing that again.
If women and men were reduced to egg and sperm donors, would that
Right.
make women no longer special or the so-called creators of life?
Aren't we already not special? Somebody want to clarify
I feel like it
that?
would definitely change things up a little bit.
Why is society engineering men and women out of relationships?
I think it's like
Ooh,
the
that's
men's
good.
fault, but
Of course it's the men's fault, but then they don't want them. I'm done.
like the social media definitely has a big part in it.
Haven't we already engineered men out of relationships with sperm banks and government handouts?
John.
Kind of,
That's
maybe
funny.
in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the time. I mean, a lot of lesbians. I mean, they'll literally just go to a sperm bank just so they can have a donor, and instead of trying to find somebody out there like they used to back in the day.
What?
What's the incentive for men to continue holding up society when they're being engineered out of relationships?
Football and video games. I don't know.
know how to answer that.
There's not. I mean, that's why most guys have a lower quality of life. They don't
Fantasy football. Final answer.
choose to be more anymore. A lot of them just want to just go home, get drunk, and party.
What are your thoughts on using DNA to engineer a designer baby?
I mean, it sounds like something I'll never be able to afford to do, but like if you could create
I think that's going to be the future. I think we're going to see it in this lifetime. And it's interesting that we call it designer babies and not eugenics, keeping it 100. I was saying a couple of videos ago that I think part of the reason why people don't have babies, particularly modern women between the ages of like 18 and 30 right now, even like 35, I think they don't want to have babies because they've grown up with such a quick, short attention span that having to even parent a child is like unfathomable to them. Can't say that word. Unless you have money and you can afford like a nanny or something. Hot take. But I think and I'm not saying it's right. It's absolutely wrong, morally, everything. But if you could pick out temperaments that women know what they can and men put up with, I think people would have more babies. Is it right? No. But I kind of get it. I don't know.
a child that had no birth defects or delays and you could give your child the best start, why wouldn't you?
Isn't that the reason why women choose high-value men with the best genes?
I don't know. I have 2 different baby dads and I'm not with either of them.
Are you familiar with the Terminator movies, and if so, can you explain the premise?
I feel like if you have more than one baby daddy, you should never give an opinion ever. Just kidding. It's like equivalent to me giving fucking parenting advice like I just did. It's like irrelevant. Stupid.
I can't.
Yeah, the Terminator has to travel back in time, stop timeline of events that creates the destruction of the world.
Is there a correlation between the plot of the Terminator movies and what's happening with women's empowerment?
No, not really.
Absolutely.
I don't think so. I think that has to do a lot more with, I guess, the doctors just kind of getting out of hand, creating more artificial intelligence versus just creating lab-born babies.
Aren't they both about nurturing something until it evolves itself against you and determines you obsolete?
Actually, yeah, that is correct.
Yes, I could see that, yes.
Aren't they both about nurturing something until it evolves itself against you and determines you obsolete?
Yeah.
I feel like this reminds me of the Gremlins.
Yes, yeah.
Didn't both creations enslave their masters?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Probably.
Didn't both creations enslave their masters?
Yep, but I mean, most of us guys are enslaved already, so I mean, that's kind of normal.
Based. If you guys aren't subscribed to John's channel, It's Complicated channel, go do that now. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Share your thoughts. Okay, bye.